In February, the World Rally Championship moved to Sweden for the season's only winter rally. Even in temperatures as low as -30 and run entirely on ice and snow, it's still one of the fastest rallies of the year. The Swedish rally is based in the centre of the country at Karlstad, 380 kilometres of special stages. First off, Tommy Mäkinen. After 4 years with the number 1 on his car, it's still strange to see him carry number 7. Next up, the man who's inherited that number 1, fellow Finn, Marcus Grönholm. But for the second rally in a row, the champion was in trouble. Grönholm's engine was overheating again, and by stage 3, he'd retired. Barreling into a fast left-hander on stage 2, Richard Burns lost control of his Subaru. The car was beached like a whale on a snowbank. Furious and frustrated, Burns lost 13 minutes.
Come on! Looking at me!
Colin McRae was next past the Englishman, for whom the frustration was all too clear. But another corner and another snowbank. Colin McRae copied Burns. But he was lucky. He had a little more assistance from the burly Swedes and lost only 5 minutes. A little local knowledge goes a long way in Scandinavia, so Mitsubishi brought in Thomas Radström and co-driver Tina Turner. They were third after day 1. Sainz started slowly, but was soon blasting up the leaderboard to the very top. With his team leader out and Didier Auriol suffering flu, new boy Harry Rovanperä suddenly found himself as Peugeot's best hope in Sweden. He was second.
No real problem, the car is working well, the tires are working okay, and just try to keep pushing as hard as possible. It hasn't been easy to be second in the road. I guess for Tommy it has been even more difficult to be first car, but that's it.
10 o'clock in the morning and still the thermometer read -21, but that didn't keep the fans from flocking to the forests. As leader from day 1, Carlos Sainz was first into Cullen. The spikes on Sainz's Pirellis propelled him through the pine trees at over 160 kilometers an hour. 24 hours earlier, and Harry Rovanperä had never rallied a Peugeot 206. Now he was after his first win. Sainz's lead looked bulletproof. But when the Spaniard stalled on stage 9, he dropped to 4th overall. Rovanperä now led by 7 seconds and was on course for his first win. Behind Rovanperä were 2 other Scandinavians, Tommy Mäkinen and his stand-in teammate Thomas Radström.
Yes, I'm very happy, and tomorrow we ask about the start place, and we see today what happened with Carlos, and But anyway, that is very difficult, every choice.
Up to 10 centimetres of snow fell overnight before day 3, and the 5 stages round Hagfors, including 2 to be run twice, suddenly made the end of the rally look anything but predictable. He might not have won a world rally, but Harry Rovanperä knows his stuff. He attacked Saffin like his life depended on it.
Pitkä oikein eri, kirraa väärä.
Next up, the Michael Schumacher of rallying, Tommi Mäkinen, but he'd gone for 2 shorter studs and he scrabbled for grip. Carlos Sainz prayed for snow and he got it. It was his only chance of reversing his slide down the leaderboard. Burns was now just going through the motions, but still he managed to set fastest times. If it was possible, Didier Auriol woke for day 3, feeling even worse than before. Flu, bronchitis. Apparently, he had everything bar the plague. Except in the middle of Sagan, Auriol's transmission gave way, putting the Frenchman out of his misery. Mäkinen decided it was better to fight for first than roll over and accept second. A second a kilometre, he needed to beat his friend Harry on the final stage. But Mäkinen threw it all away. Second place, let alone a win, lay buried in the Christmas trees. Again, we see it. Mäkinen starts to lose the back of the Mitsubishi and it snaps right into the trees. Game over. Buried up to the doors, Thomas Radström passes the sunken Mitsubishi into second. Sainz takes third.
I was pushing very, very hard. Unfortunately, this right corner, it was just snap oversteer quickly and it was so fast, it was no power enough to pull front back on the road, and we hit the snowbank, get through and rolled over.
Despite setting a succession of fast times, McRae was slowed at the end by a gearbox stuck in 6th. With Mäkinen out and Radström pushing hard, Rovanperä dared not smile as he rolled to the end of the final stage. Confirmation at Peugeot, Rovanperä had won the Swedish rally.
I'm very happy, of course.
Joy too inside Radström's Mitsubishi. So Rovanperä joins the elite club of World Rally winners. Sainz ended up third, and for the second rally in a row, Gardemeister took points in the privateer Peugeot. Three drivers now equal on 10 points, but still none for Grönholm, Burns or McRae.